In this tutorial, we are going to be looking at the manipulation ribbon, which is part of the FX Scripts Sigma reversal strategy package. This is the indicator you see here. It's formed of a line and a ribbon. And the way it works is this. You essentially track price with it. And what you're looking for is an anomaly. So here you can see we've got lower lows that are forming at the bottom here. It's very subtle. You can see the manipulation ribbon actually flattens out. If I zoom in here, you can see it a bit clearer. And just at that point, that is what you're looking for. A divergence. So price makes a lower low, and the ribbon makes a slightly higher low, signaling that there may be upside. The next example is actually a much better one. Okay, as we track price up, you'll see it continues to make higher highs. We're now in an uptrend. And then when you get to the top, there is this reversal here. And you'll see we've got a lower high. And it's actually flattened out here. It's ever such a slight drop, but it's flat. Now, that's not, for me, that's not the signal. The real signal comes with the next lower high here. You can see that it makes a higher high here, and price drops off completely. That is when used in confluence with all of the other parts of the Sigma system. That is what you're looking for with this ribbon. Now, in terms of settings, a number of settings I want to take you through. First things first, you'll see on screen a number of guides. That's these lines here. Make these a little bigger for you. These are just very subtle guides, so you can actually plot the lower lows and the higher highs. You can opt to turn these off if you don't want them. A lot of people don't like seeing them on screen. They prefer it without them. Some do, so the option is there. There is actually a number of them turned off here, so you can fill your screen a little bit more if you want. If that's too much, I personally only like to have 5 on screen at once. This next setting, you'll see guideline look back. Now, unfortunately, due to the restraints of TradingView, these guides, because we don't have an axis that's 0 to 100, we can't simply plot 20, 40, 60, 80, like you might do on other indicators. What the smart guides are doing is plotting an average of what can be seen in screen at any one moment in time. So using the ruler tool, you'll see we have about 200 bars on screen at any one moment in time. This is a live chart, by the way. It's printing price as we speak. So you'll see that the guideline look back is set to 200 to mimic the amount of candles that are on screen at any one moment in time. Obviously, if you're on a mobile device and you only have 40 or 50 candles, you can set this to 40 or 50. And it will take the average of the first 40 bars. And you'll see that they are condensed into this section here around the first 40 bars. It's roughly there. So it's the average of the high and the low there. Okay, so let me just reset those. Also reduce them down. Take the opacity down a little bit. There we go. Next settings, you can choose to switch on or off the line and just have the ribbon. You can also choose to switch off the ribbon or band like that and just have the line. Entirely up to you how you like to visualize these things. I personally like to see the band. It can actually help if you want to use crosses as well. You'll see patterns when the band is above the line here, often signifies a downtrend, and when it switches, often signifies an uptrend. That is not a hard and fast rule. That is simply a guide. You'll see here downtrend, it's above, uptrend, the band is below. And then when you're looking for reversals, you'll see these appearing, and then the line will switch. It's like that. Okay. You can change all the colors, various colors, fairly standard setting, strong color, weak color, for the upper band and the lower band. You can have a play with those, but just to give you an idea. If you wanted to switch that, then you'll see these. That's now in orange, this is now in blue. Let me just cancel that out. Let's come back to that. 1 second. There we go. Right, the next thing I want to talk through is adding a second line to the chart. So let me just go ahead and do that. Add in the manipulation ribbon. A second time, you'll see a second one appears. This is perhaps for slightly more advanced users, but it creates quite a powerful secondary confluence for the manipulation ribbon, so it can be an additional confluence for the entire system, should you wish to add this into your artillery. So if I switch off the band and line 1, and I introduce line 2, band 2, I'm going to change the source as well. We're currently on Euro USD, so I'm going to change to USD Swiss. What do we get? First things first, you'll see that when this is going up, this is going down. So something's not quite right. That is because USD Swiss is the opposite of Euro USD. So the dollar is at the front of the equation here. So we have a smart little trick where we can actually show the inverse. I can obviously change all the colors, set up as purple at the moment to give you a little bit of differentiation. And what can you see? Well, going back to those two divergences, first things first, you'll see there's a much greater divergence happening here. These are two correlated pairs, by the way, the Euro USD and the USD Swiss. The correlation being that the Euro and the Swiss franc tend to follow each other. Not all the time, but they're pretty good at remaining in tandem. So, and the second point of turning point here, you could see this manipulation higher on the Euro USD, whereas here it's already falling. So is this an indication that when price comes up here, this is already falling, that you're actually looking at a reversal? And look at what price does, drops off. So two different ways of using it. One as an additional divergence confluence, price making a lower low, here making a high low, here price making a lower high, the manipulation ribbon making a higher high, the secondary manipulation ribbon falling away, showing that price has already started its downward trend on this pair. So there you go. That is the manipulation ribbon.